Welcome to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is the end of the week. It's Friday, October 8th, 2021. And just a reminder, if you like the show, hit the share button. No, wait, stop. Hit the share button right now. Hit the share button right now. I'm not going to say another word until you hit that share button. Did you hit it yet? Hit it. Hit the like button too, because I really want to know if you like the show, and it makes me feel good to know that I work all this effort. And if you like hit the like button, it makes me feel good. Also, don't forget, you can comment during the show live while you're on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. So while you're watching the show, you can comment anytime, and I'll be able to see those comments and possibly able to respond to those comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook as well. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. You can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing, you will learn about stock options investing, and you will learn it from those who do it every day. So on today's show, we will be discussing the market update, the jobs report. We will be discussing how and why companies favor vaccine mandates, the fact that Tesla is moving to Texas, and Apple is building in Los Angeles. We'll also be talking about earnings season coming up next week and the wrap-up. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about the Dow Jones today and what happened. So it was kind of weird. It was up a little bit. It was down a little bit. It was up a little bit. It was down a little bit. It ended up ending down, 8.69 points. So that's not that bad. I mean, considering we've had a rough week, but actually the week actually turned out to be pretty good because it was probably up around 300 or 400 points for the week, which is pretty good, right? The S&P closed down 8.42, and the NASDAQ down right around 74.5. It closed down. So the NASDAQ was the big loser today. Well, not horrible, considering a couple of days ago it was down 400 or 500 points. That was horrible. But here we go. So it's not bad. Nothing really happened. I think people were just getting ready for the weekend. I think it's just a regular, normal weekend. We got the holiday on Monday. The market is open, but we got the holiday on Monday, so it's possible that nothing really happened. And the money managers were like, whatever. They'll take their tuna-in steak. Who cares? So here's the deal. Let's talk a little bit about the jobs report. The U.S. economy created jobs at a much slower than expected pace in September. A pessimistic sign about the state of the economy, though the total was held back substantially by a sharp drop in government employment. So basically the government stopped employing people, or stopped employing people, as many people as they used to. Anyway, it's not really the government's fault in this case, because check this out. Non-farm payrolls rose by just 194,000 compared to the Dow Jones estimate of 500,000. So they estimated 500,000 jobs, and only a little under 200,000 were created. The Labor Department reported Friday the unemployment rate also fell down to 4.8, and it was better than expected of 5.1. And the nice thing is it was the lowest since February 2020. However, it's kind of weird because it was kind of like a bipolar report. As I said, only 194,000 jobs were created. However, unemployment fell to 4.8%. The market didn't react to this because, frankly, the money managers are a bit confused. I'm not so confused, or at least I'm not confused about the same way they're confused. I'm actually confused at the fact that with all the open jobs out there, restaurants, shipping, sales, etc., why are there so little jobs being filled? I'm also confused at something else, which fascinates me too. I'm also confused at the fact that how unemployment could drop below expectations, but the created jobs were so small compared to Wall Street's estimate. So think about this. If Wall Street projected that 500,000 jobs would be created, and unemployment would be projected at 5.1, wouldn't one number correlate to the other? Or in other words, how could unemployment numbers be lower than projected if job numbers are also lower than projected? Definitely a head scratcher, unless, of course, there's one choice. The people just decided not to go to work after their unemployment benefits ended. If this is true, we have reached the ultimate nirvana. People don't need to work, and they can afford to buy anything they need and anything they want. Awesome. Look, maybe, just maybe, brain-dead Biden isn't so bad after all. If he can make this happen, that's pretty good. I don't think Trump ever made unemployment or employment not go up and unemployment go down. I don't think anybody that I've ever heard of done that. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about vaccine mandates. So anyway, companies from CVS to Tyson Foods to Walmart have adopted vaccine mandates for workers, a reflection of the fact that many C-suite executives, still fear how any further COVID outbreaks could impact business. Look, really? They're afraid that COVID is going to impact their business? Yeah, that sounds normal for business owners. So chief financial officers view a COVID-19 breakout as the biggest external risk factor that their businesses face, according to CNBC Global CFO Council survey. The Supreme Leader, Joe Biden, has focused on vaccine mandates among... Okay, let's do this again. The Supreme Leader, Joe Biden, has focused on vaccine mandates amid the surge of Democrat variant. As we have discussed on the show last month, the Supreme Leader ordered all federal workers and contractors to be vaccinated and called for private employees with 100 or more employees to require employees to be vaccinated or tested weekly. The reality is that the C-level management in charge of big companies are in favor of this mandate. So I started to think about this. It's actually quite obvious. First of all the C-level people interviewed included management at CVS and Walmart. They benefit because they're actually administering the vaccine. And frankly, it's just good business to claim you believe in the product you sell. As a point, they don't have to be vaccinated to claim the product they're administrating is a good product. Now look, don't misunderstand me. I'm not claiming that they're not vaccinated. They may be, they may not be. But just realize that they don't have to be to claim that it's a good idea. Now also think about this too. Who's going to fire the CEO, CFO, or any of those people if they're not vaccinated? That's not going to happen. Remember, it's all about business, follow the money, and how business can make money and help the shareholders profit. If vaccines are making them money, then guess what? They must be a proponent to them. On the other hand, they have zero liability as well. If for any reason the vaccine turns out to be harmful, and it may or may not be, I'm not saying, I've told you before, I'm not pro-vaccine, I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm more pro-choice. Anyway, if the vaccine turns out to be harmful, the C-level management is being held harmless because the Supreme Leader Biden mandated it and the federal government can't be sued over it. This is brilliant. On the other hand, the C-level management also has most of their employees vaccinated already because of the fear the employee might lose their job. So why wouldn't they be pro-vaccine? It's actually brilliant. I was just thinking, hey Biden, listen, I'll tell you what. If you give my company a grant of $1 million, I will require my employees to be vaccinated too. I'm listening to my employees upstairs screaming at me right now. All right, let's talk a little bit about Tesla moving to Texas when we get back after this break. This break. No, wait, that break. No, wait, that break. No, wait, that break. Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about Tesla moving to Texas while we fix the mouse. So Tesla is moving its headquarters from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas. CEO Elon Musk announced at the company's shareholder meeting on Thursday. The meeting took place at Tesla's vehicle assembly plant under construction outside of Austin on a property that borders the Colorado River near the city's airport. Elon Musk's growing dissatisfaction with California has been apparent for some time. In April 2020, on a Tesla earnings call, Musk lashed out at California government officials, calling their temporary COVID-related health orders fascist and an expletive laced rant. I love the fact that he called them fascists. It's great because he really is right. Governor Newsom is a fascist, lying sack of... Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I went off on a tangent there. Anyway, interesting to note that Tesla is not the first company to move its headquarters out of California to Texas. Oracle, Hewlett-Packard are among some of the tech giants who decided to make that move last year. That's nice to know, too. Texas has been actively recruiting companies via its Texas Economic Development Act, offering, hey, guess what? Tax breaks to put new facilities in the state. With top tech university and cultural events like South by Southwest is a draw for tech employers. So basically what they're doing is they're saying, listen, come to us, and we'll give you tax breaks because we want our people employed. We don't want to be like California when everybody is pooping on the street because they don't have a job. All right, go Texas. Just remember one thing. If you're moving to Texas from a Democrat fascist state like California, don't screw it up. Make sure you vote Republican so you continue to enjoy the fruits of why you moved there in the first place. All right, I don't know if we're going to be able to take a break today, so I might just have to go right through it. All right, here it is. Wait, I think we can get it going. Here it comes. And here comes a break. See you in a minute.
So you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Okay, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the fact that the market really didn't do anything today. The Dow is up, 8.69 points. The S&P down 8.69 points. The S&P down 8.42 points. And the NASDAQ, the big loser of the day, down 74.5 points, but nothing horrible compared to the way it was. We talked about the jobs report and it making absolutely no sense. I just didn't get that one. We talked about the fact that companies favor vaccine mandates because it's more profitable too, and the fact that Elon Musk hates Governor Newsom. All right, so coming up, we're also going to be discussing the fact that Apple is building in Los Angeles. We'll be talking a little bit about earnings season, and of course, we'll be talking about the wrap-up and my picks for next week. So Apple will be building a new regional headquarters at the border of Culver City and Los Angeles, said a spokesperson from the company. It could be that Apple is signaling the company's continued investment into becoming a major Hollywood player. Apple's new headquarters is a sign that the company will continue to invest in creating content for Apple TV Plus, its streaming service that costs $4.99 a month, which launched in 2019. It also indicates that Apple will continue hiring and expanding in Hollywood. While Apple did not say whether the facility will have production studios, the location puts Apple close to proximity to where a lot of TV shows and movies are made. Listen, I remember when being a Hollywood star was rare and fame and fortune surrounded you. Now it's kind of like, everywhere you go, you're a movie star. I mean, look at me, man. In this jacket, I got to be a movie star. How could I be anything else? So it's kind of odd that all you see out there are movie stars and all these new shows. And I don't know, your neighbor's probably a movie star. Everyone's a movie star now. And that's kind of cool, but also kind of weird, right? Now your neighbors, hey, I saw you in that show yesterday. I realize I make more money than you as a garbage collector, but still, it's kind of neat to know that there's so many shows are out there and everybody's getting their 15 minutes of fame, or 15 shows of fame. It's not even 15 minutes of fame anymore. Now it's 15 shows of fame. You get 15 shows and then you're famous and then that's it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about earnings season that's coming up. So my favorite time of the quarter is coming up next week. That's right. It's not duck season. It's not rabbit season. I heard you all say it, earnings season. Woo! All right, so what should you expect? I believe this is going to be a big win for certain sectors. Banking, for example, will do well with the fact that many people are getting into debt more this year. Yes, think about that. More people are getting into debt this year. Yes, it's actually positive for banks because now, as of right now, I should say, people are paying their bills. Also, mortgages were at an all-time high this year, with many people refinancing or buying new homes. With the price of houses increasing, the mortgage amount was also increasing, meaning the interest charge as represented in dollars is higher. Oil will also be a big winner as President Braindead killed the pipeline, resulting in gas pricing skyrocketing. I'm sure glad I'm rich and making a lot of money because I can buy gas. I mean, I go and I pull in my truck, it's $100 to fill my truck. And my truck's not like a big truck, it's a normal size truck, you know? Anyway, social media may take a hit and Facebook may be one of its victims. If you remember, Facebook is in the news an awful lot lately with the Wall Street Journal's Facebook files. This caused Facebook to drop about 15% from its highs in the summer to be about $335 currently. I also believe Facebook stock will climb into earnings, but after earnings it may be a different story. Twitter, Snap, and Twitter, Snap, and Pinterest are all mysteries to me. I mean, really, mysteries to me. After all these years, I can't still figure out how to use any of them. So retail may also take a hit as inventory problems continue, and the big box stores may also take a hit for the same reason as well. Supply chain issues and higher costs will also be a problem. And just the thought of feeling like you will go to a mall and find no inventory will also be among the reasons that many will stay home and not shop. I'm going to be looking forward to this earnings season, as I believe it may be the last great earnings season for quite a while. Banks earnings will be starting us off with JP Morgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs that will be reporting next week. And of course, I will absolutely keep you informed because it's actually just so much fun to keep you informed about earnings season and what's going on. All right, let's take a quick break and we will be right back and talk to you about my picks. Investor schooling needs a new slogan.
Investor schooling? Never heard of.
Investor schooling?
Never heard of.
Investor schooling? Never heard of them.
Any suggestions? Phil?
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either.
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Investor schooling. Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling? Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling?
Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling. Those guys are everywhere. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, so far we've been talking about the fact that the market really didn't do much today. The Dow's up a little over 8 points. I'm sorry, down a little over 8 points. The S&P down over 8 points as well. And the NASDAQ down about 75 points. We talked about the fact that the jobs report was kind of bizarre, that we didn't create as many jobs as we were supposed to, but somehow unemployment went down too. We talked about the obvious fact that companies, especially companies who push the vaccine, favor vaccine mandates because they'll make more money. We talked about the fact that Elon Musk simply hates Governor Newsom and he's moving out and saying bye-bye. And then we reminded you guys, if you're Democrats and you're moving to Texas, vote Republican so you don't have to move again. We also talked about Apple building in Los Angeles because they're going to be creating basically movies. We also talked about the fact that it's earnings season. And as we said, earnings season next week is going to be important for us to talk about what stocks are going to happen. So some of the markets are closed Monday, but not the stock or options market. And also because of this, most of them won't report until Tuesday. Of course, this coming week will be a tell for the following weeks, and I hope to be right about the fact that the bank stocks are going to go up this week. Also, all the oil and energy stocks led the way today. Hess was up about 6.24%, and the competitors were up just a little less, with Marathon Oil being up about 4.25% at one point as well. Even Oxy was up more than a point at 33 plus. That's a great play. That thing was $10 not even a year ago. Apple was up most of the day and finished close to its high of the day, so Apple was kind of cool. It kind of fell back. Robinhood, one of those things that I said you should hold, has been in a holding pattern all week. I still like the play, but don't be surprised if it hits 35 before returning to the 50s because it's getting a little boring right now. Bitcoin, I gotta tell you, I'm like all of a sudden just looking at these cryptos. Bitcoin is still hovering at about 55,000, and Ethereum about 3,600. And of course, my new favorite, Shiba, is back to about 28 millionth of a cent after falling last night. Come on, 1 penny. I told you, if that's 1 penny, I make $2.75 million. So I wanted to hit 1 penny. Doggy coin, about a quarter, and I'm sorry, not quarter, a point. Oh, no, a quarter, I was right. And it hasn't moved much either. The airline and cruise stocks continued their fall today, but I think there's still a play into the spring, and I think it's time to buy. So on Monday, if there's still an opportunity, I would definitely buy. And of course, I talked about Hood before, but also coin will be moving higher as the crypto market moves higher. If you've been paying attention to this show, I've been giving you some great tips. A couple of people called me and said, hey, I made some money off some of your tips, so I would watch the show. So I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. Did you hit the share button yet like I told you to? Here, hit the share button. Hit the like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show. The opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. Thank you for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. We will see you on Monday at 4 or 3 p.m. Take care.